Alright. We back? Okay. Well, what was I talking about? Okay, so yeah, I was thinking maybe I can actually do on-ramp, off-ramps over here. Are we... Oh, what is going on? And I'm watching... I'm watching the stream over on my other screen, and it keeps buffering, and that makes me nervous because, well, this is the second time it's gone down. So let's do... Let's maybe look at doing an off-ramp here. I'm not sure where I want that to go, and I probably want it to be one of these. Well, that's not actually how I want that to go. So I can maybe connect it out there. There. And then that will then connect to here. And then obviously we need to change the way that goes. Something like that, and then we'll come in and adjust the street. Why? So it has no intersection. Oh, the technical difficulties? Yes. Yeah, I was thinking of changing that just so that it's more generic for when I do all my streaming, but it seems to be very appropriate right now. Let's open up maybe this and see if I can't level this out a little bit more. Okay. Well, it's not quite level, but it twists anyway. So I don't really want them to be going left on this. This is actually not really how I'd like this to be a little bit gentler, actually. So let me see if I can't maybe somehow... Nope, 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 nope. Let's not do that. I'll take that off and then come back in here. And grab this. Maybe there's a... Let's go back to the highway. Highway ramp. That's actually what I want. Uh-oh, what did that do to this? That seems to have adjusted that. I mean, it works, but it's still not quite what I had in mind. I guess it's okay. I do still want to change this, though, so it's just a little bit flatter, and that actually doesn't seem to be flattening it so much as just giving me problems. So maybe we'll just not mess with it. But then we do need to come back in and change that junction again. There. Now I guess actually, well, I don't know. Thinking maybe do stop sign on here, but we don't necessarily want that. But I guess, yeah, it makes sense. Junction again, stop sign there. I really don't like that being that way, but okay. And then we need to go the other way with that now. And this one's going to be a little bit tricky, because I'm not sure how I'm going to snake around this thing. If I could maybe bring this out, I'm not so sure I can. Bring this out and then move this way. We'll try it. I need to be here and pull it like that. Maybe pull that like that. And then select you and move you a little bit closer. Now it's just a little bit. Man, that is such a useful mod, being able to move this stuff. I'm not really sure. Yeah, there is a mod for that. I used to have it, and then it was obsolete because it updated and didn't work so well anymore. So I'm gonna have to find a new one for that, but it was very helpful. Let's maybe lower this street instead. How about how it looks a little bit better? Okay, so now if I bend this, I'd like it if you snap to that. That works too, actually. We can maybe iron out some of the weirdness here. Maybe lower that down a little bit. Yeah, if that works all right. Then we need that on this side too. I guess right there. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I don't want to be listening to that. I want to be listening to... Well, I mean, maybe this isn't... I don't know why this is in the track. Kevin MacLeod's music has many genres and many playlists on YouTube, and this is the jazz. I'm not really sure that spooky monster music actually fits. Let's maybe skip this song. That's more like it. That's more like it. Okay. You know what? I want to adjust this a little bit more. Well, I guess that's as good as we're going to get that. Okay, back to this. Just create a nice slope here. Sure. Yeah, well, if we're playing over by the river, then yes, definitely. This is some very weird... Where was I? Right here. So it should maybe go... It's not bending how I want it to. Yeah, Kevin MacLeod has some good stuff, which is probably why so many people use it, aside from the fact that it is copyright free, which is awesome. I actually found a playlist on YouTube of, I guess it was Kevin MacLeod songs you recognize or something like that. Like it was the songs that so many people on YouTube use in their videos that you would just recognize it by listening to it. Pump that up a little bit. Okay. Well, it's not pretty, but that's largely because of the cattywampus angled roadways. But it does the trick. You know what? Maybe actually we want to pull this into. There. Give it a little bit of a smoother turn in there. I still want to, maybe not that. Like I know I could latch on to these and then do a follow of this truck, but I swear there's a mod that lets me zoom in and actually see first person from this. I actually thought maybe it was from on the the default. I thought I could do that default. Maybe I'm just thinking of SimCity. Why am I looking at this? There. Not sure why the grid was still on. Welcome back, Pocket Ninja. Okay. So we're still in a crisis for education, which still baffles me because we now should have more than enough capacity. I guess we just haven't filtered through enough. Absolutely nobody uses the library. But we do have stuff all across the board that we can begin developing. I saw something with the layout for the industry, and I kind of want to change the way this looks so it's not just roads, but I'm also not really sure how I want this laid out just yet anyway. So maybe we could start making use of this bridge and get some of the new industry out there. Oh boy, what is all this? Setting up production chains. Okay. Wow. I'm not gonna lie, this is immediately my eyes crossed immediately. So well, we might end up redoing a little bit of that. What have I even got here? I've got warehousing. Actually, that would be cool. I could bring small warehouses into the city, because that would actually kind of fit. Let's maybe do a warehouse out here. That's going to have noise impact. Music? Oh. This is a different version of the song. Cool, okay. You know what, I'll just put this here. And let's find out what the problem is. No resource selected. Storage for... Oh, holy crap. So does this even allow me to just... Zoned industry forestry. Okay. Cool, so I can just take whatever. Maybe I don't want it on this, though. Alright, Pocket Ninja. Thanks for popping in anyway. We need to... well, I need to get industry over here, or electricity over here. But maybe I don't want the warehouse there. Maybe I want to put that on a different, like maybe actually a one-way. But we'll keep it here and we'll see what it does. It does provide workers. So what does balance do? Did it fill and empty as time goes on? I don't know enough about this. I'm already getting scared. I think we're gonna back off the new industry DLC until I read more about it and actually have an idea of what the hell I'm doing. I think that would just be better. So let's go back to connecting up our roads. Well, we can keep going, I suppose. May as well have just actually gone the whole length. At this point, I really may as well just keep going. That of course means our favorite pastime, dealing with junctions. Not that, but that. Want to maintain flow as much as possible. And we're out of power. What happened here? I must have gone through a power line when I dragged the road out. Still hasn't solved the education crisis. Not quite sure what this business does. It's a supermarket. Supermarket requires highly educated people. Well, I mean, okay. These are some pretty fancy looking... What even is this? Live and learn training. Oh, it's the office building. Cool. Oh, is this another version? This is another version of that song. Well, why don't we just connect these two? Yep, okay. There is so much sprawl going on. I guess I could maybe do like a little thing there. And a big thing here. I could do like that, sure. Let's check on traffic. Still pretty decent. Let's check on crime. Crime has nice coverage. Well, crime fighting has nice coverage. Fire hazards are still pretty big. What else do I want to look at? Land value? Land value is getting pretty good. Pollution? We've got a handle on pollution. Just a little bit down there. And, you know, I mean, is this even necessary, this output? If I've got this treatment plant, it appears to be doing output anyway, so I'm not necessarily certain this is even needed. I'll leave it, but maybe it's not even necessary. And then this thing was highly polluted. Collects water from flooded buildings and empty tanks here and lets it into the sewers. So I'm just kind of curious about that. Where's the pollution again? This. Yeah. Yeah, that is highly polluted. This I understand. It is literally trash. But this, not really sure why. Yay, different song. We got a different song for once. Okay. I guess they are taking their way out. Forest forwarder. I've never heard that term before. But if we wanted to, here's where I could set up... Okay, this is what I'm talking about with the game slowdown. I am on second speed, and this is as fast as everything is going. That's not what I want. This is what I want. I also don't want that. Now we're starting to get to the gorge, as this is becoming. Fun stuff. At some point I'm going to need more bridges, I think. Probably one around here at some point. Probably this too, actually. Although I really don't know. I feel like I've probably overdone the road here, because I definitely don't need it to be highway. But this will be the one that kind of goes along the outside of the everything. You know what? Since we're over here, I need to make a few decisions regarding this stuff. Where was... I think it's under this is where that castle was, yeah. Has to be built on a roadside, which doesn't make any damn sense. But I've got a castle, I've got observatories. Cinema. We should think about putting that down, actually. Got a big theater. I think the downtown that I've built is a little too small for this stuff. I'm going to pretty much have to make another one. Another center, maybe over here or something. Or push it so that this is not actually... Got a plane. Jet plane. Flying to Jalalabad. Okay. So rather than having this the actual center of the city, the commercial center might end up being over here, kind of spreading further down as we go. Which is okay. I can close that now. In which case, I have got so much road work to put in. I need you to be... I definitely need you to snap. And that's a big mistake there. Well, so I was putting these in inadvertently. Let's actually put in... Where's my last tree? We'll actually do this instead. I'll do that, and then I will put these ones as tree. Just kind of create some interesting pattern of road or something, I don't know. It might help orient myself a little bit later when I need to know that is not the road. When I need to know what neighborhood I'm in. Okay. So let's go back to this, and what is this hypermart? It's a supermarket. If the supermarket's not if it's not enough for you, this is your choice. Everything from groceries to home appliances under one roof. Okay. So I'm not sure I necessarily want this. What I was thinking about with like all the high-tech stuff and all that, like I said, I was going to maybe go build over here, so the hypermarket seems like it would be better suited for that. I could just do a shopping center, though. Another shopping center. It would be pretty much taking up its own area. Oh, there is an actual mall. I did not put the actual mall down. Where is that? Oh, here's where a lot of my stuff is hiding. That. Well, maybe not. There's a posh mall. It's still too big to really even fit in this. So I think I'm going to have to start considering opening up some of this block layout, kind of like I did here. Not necessarily even cutting it in half, but just doing a big, long, open square. Although I was actually kind of thinking of doing this, now that I recall. I was thinking about doing a section of the city where it is a long block rather than a square block. But, yeah. I don't know, there's still a lot to focus on. We've got enough demand here that I think I can kind of spread out and try doing a little bit more industry. I actually kind of am interested in doing this, but I definitely think I'm going to have to learn a little bit about the crazy the crazy nuances of it. If I'm lucky, it's going to be just kind of like a transport tycoon thing where the supply chain is easy and it makes sense. We are filling up on stuff. I don't even know why, because I don't know who it goes to. So it's a warehouse for obvious distribution, but distribution to who? Does it go to another industry, or does it go straight to a business? I mean, this is paper products. It could be anything, but maybe because it's just generic forestry products as opposed to paper, plain timber, glass, all this stuff. I don't know enough about it. I don't know enough about the DLC to get this figured out right. But been doing this for probably about the appropriate amount of time. This grid system is going to break down at some point. I definitely think I'm going to break down the industrial sectors and not have them purely on a grid like this. And then, like, when we get to the cemetery here, I kind of want to maybe open this up and just have it larger, and we've got more room for something else, I'm sure. Maybe a crematorium next to it. I feel like there should be more options for stuff. Large advanced crematorium, that is a massive... Well, anyway. So... The grid layout has served its purpose. It's been getting me not money, but definitely people and growth, and it's kind of turned out sort of how I imagined, but I think there's a lot more I can be doing with this now. So I would like to develop the city further out, maybe actually come down here and try and do this oil, maybe just focus on that a little bit. Of course, that's going to depend upon demand, and demand is dependent upon other things. So actually, maybe, since I do want to develop over here with some of those high-tech things, maybe I'll do that too. Maybe I'll just stop over here and we'll go start developing a new part of the city. I do also want to put in other attractions, I guess, landmarks, things like an observatory, like I was talking about that castle. I just need to determine, where I want to use that. The highest hill would make the most sense for the observatory, but I'm not really quite sure where that is. I guess I could put maybe the castle here out looking over the ocean. That might be interesting. And I'm sure I could get smoother roads up to it since it has to be on a road. And then just make sort of a touristy attraction thing. I don't really know. I think the grid helps a lot with traffic flow. I mean, obviously, it is helping a lot with traffic flow. But the size of the grid itself means that it's getting pretty densely packed, and it also is kind of limiting me from developing, I guess, more interesting areas. So maybe play a little bit looser on the other side of the highway here. I still need to figure out how I'm going to connect this over, either just bridges over or another kind of overpass, underpass, or cloverleaf, something. But need to connect the city. Eventually, I would like to just fill in the map. That is kind of the goal. But I don't know if lag is becoming an issue with this game. Maybe it's due in part to what I've got on here. That's the problem. I would also like to kind of do some public transport. I don't think I need public transport necessarily, just because, like I said, traffic's good here. But as we expand, I'm going to need a way for people to get from one end of the city to the other. And I just like it anyway, because I never really add rails or subways or anything like that to my cities. So I'm going to have to figure out that as well. There is a zone where I think after the next zone of one-ways, like this, make the one-ways a boundary to where I kind of want to start developing outside stuff, because I think out here would be far enough away that you'd need bus routes to bring into the city center. I still do think this needs to be pushed out a little bit as far as commercial zoning. And then I guess the layout then is, rather than a circle centered on like a commercial city center, it'll be sort of a bell shape where all of this will end up being residential with a major commercial center. But again, I do want to kind of do what I was doing here and start plopping in like corner stores and a little bit of commercial inside of residential, rather than have one zone of residential or commercial that all the residential has to swarm to. I'd like to create sort of, I guess, semi-independent pockets. But if you look here, I've actually got quite a lot of room yet to develop. I did sort of spread this out enough as well. So I don't know. There's lots of options yet for how the city can develop. I guess really it will just come down to how much my computer can handle. If this is actually starting to slow things down, then that's going to become a problem. But anyway, I think it's probably time to end the stream. Looks like most people have left already, so I guess we'll do that. So to those of you that are still here, and to those of you watching at home on YouTube, I guess I'll end the stream. Thanks for watching, and I guess I will see you all next week. Actually, tomorrow. I'm doing more driving, the Sunday drive tomorrow. So we'll see you tomorrow.